Shalom, y'all. And the title of today's show is The Importance of Identity. I'm Michael Israel, and in light of some current events, some videos I've seen recently. One of them, brother Nambi Adnahu, he posted, and two other ones, brother at my job, Hebrew brother at my job, he posted, and it's just a reminder to me the importance of identity, okay? And not just the importance of our identity that has been hidden from us, that now we are coming into awareness of, but the importance of knowing these other nations' identity. It's I can't stress how important it is, and how it's changed my life. And what I'm gonna do real fast in this video, just show you why it's so detrimentally important. Okay. When a good analogy is, you got to know what team you're playing on. The NBA playoffs is going on right now, and I'm gonna start talking about it, and you'll be able to tell as I begin to talk about it that I have not been watching it, because I don't I don't know. I know the Warriors in it. I want to say the Warriors are playing the Houston Rockets or something like that right now. But what if the Warriors were playing the Houston Rockets, and let's say Kevin Durant was under the beliefs, hey, we're all one. I'm just here to play the game. I could score on either basket. It doesn't matter. We're all one. So the Rockets brainwashed Kevin Durant into thinking, hey, you could shoot on this basket. They're all the same. They're all round. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Well, the Warriors are going to end up losing. Okay. But when Kevin Durant knows, hey, those are the Houston Rockets. I'm on the Warriors. I play for the Warriors team. That's my basket. That's their basket. I need to score here. I need to stop them from scoring there so my team could win. He has identity. It's important. Now, let's bring that into the real world, why it's so imperative in this society. The two places where racism is encountered the most is, one, at the workplace, and then number two, among law enforcement. That's where you're going to, more than likely, you're going to encounter the most racism, because that's where there's almost a mandatory interaction between you and other nations. And if you don't know this, you're going to go through a lot of pain. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about, because I don't like just saying stuff. I'm going to show you an example. Okay. So what we have here, I got some videos. I want to do this one first. Okay. So let me get it set up. All right. And I'll pull it up. And this drives home my point. Okay. So
answer my question, officer. No, I know my rights.
All right. So hold on. Let me play that again. I'm gonna turn it up a little.
What are we being detained for? Answer my question, officer. No, I know my rights.
Sit down. Sit down.
I also cannot sit.
You can sit down.
Sit down, please.
All right, do me a favor. Turn around. Both of you face that direction.
What?
You don't have a weapon.
Do not double tase him.
Okay. So one of the things I just want you to hear in this video.
For what?
Interlace your fingers on the top of your head.
What?
And they're
What are we being detained for? Answer my question, officer.
No, we're not
I know my
talking.
rights.
Okay. I wanted you to hear that. Did you hear what he said right before he got tased? He said, I know my rights. He's asking the officer, what am I being detained for? And on a, on a, on the surface, you're like, yeah, so he has that. But I'm telling you, he doesn't know his rights. And he's right. He doesn't know what he's being detained for. Why? Because he doesn't have identity. He doesn't know what the game is. He's playing checkers and these cops are playing chess. These cops know who they are. They know what nation they're from. They know their culture. He doesn't. He's drank the American, the Greco-Roman Kool-Aid of, hey, we're all one, this, that, and the other. And he's not looking at the actions. He hasn't put two and two together with all these shootings of black people that have happened and realized, hey, these cops are against us. Okay. These patty rollers, these slave catchers, or you call them the police. Okay. And, like I said, I mean, we could go on and on with these videos, but, and we're going to watch, I got two more, and it's crazy because like every 3 or 4 months I could have a bunch of new videos of stuff like this. We've become numb to it, but I see our people aren't learning. Okay. And I'm gonna be doing a lesson. I do a lesson like this every 4 or 5 months when I come across all these shootings. There's Bible verses in there that tell you how to deal with your enemy, but you got to know who your enemy is. You're in the land of your enemy. Okay. And like you're going to see in one of the verses, Proverbs 16:7 says, when a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. That man was shot, was tased because his ways are not pleased the Lord. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Because he's not dealing with his enemies like they're his enemies. To him, he's like, well, why are you doing this? Like these cops come up on these people. The cops come up on me. I already know that they're trained to see me as their enemy. I already know that the law enforcement has been infiltrated by white supremacist organizations. So I already know I'm behind enemy lines in a dangerous situation. And I'm going to deal with it as such. I'm going to show him respect. I'm going to comply with what he says because their unwritten law is comply or die. Okay? That's by their actions. They won't come out and say that, but by their actions, you see that. And it's dangerous. Okay? So let's look at some quick Bible verses that show you how to deal with your enemy, how to deal with authority and stuff like that. And then a little bit later on, I'm going to stress the importance of knowing who your enemy is, knowing who you are, knowing why you're in the predicament you're in. Okay. So let's start with Ecclesiasticus chapter 9, verse 13, or Sirach. And this is a verse out of the Apocrypha. Okay, so it's Ecclesiasticus chapter 9, verse 13. It says, keep thee far from the man that have power to kill, so shalt thou not doubt the fear of death. And if thou come unto him, make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares. It says, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city. That is perfectly applicable to the way these brothers and sisters, these situations they're getting in and not knowing this knowledge, not knowing who they are, not knowing who their enemy is. And they go out there and they're trying to debate with him and argue. And I got rights. No, you don't got rights. Comply, show him respect, respect his power. You ain't got to like him. But you do have to respect that man because he got that gun and he trained to use it on you. Okay, let's go to Matthew chapter 5, verse 25. It says, agree with thine adversary quickly whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. Agree with him. Humble down. Realize this is Yah. This is Yah's word instructing you on how to deal with these officers out here. Okay? Now, let's watch another video real quick. All right. Now, I don't know what led up to this. Okay? But this video just shows like these people don't like you. Well, Mike, how are you coming? How are you saying that, Mike? You shall know them by their fruits. Like you've seen people of their nation point guns right back at police and them not shoot them. But you have a minor traffic violation and they're doing this to you. Okay? This is a minor traffic violation. Broke his leg, wearing him out with that baton. Okay? Beat, okay? End up breaking his leg. You see the blood on the ground. You can't debate with these people. What they ask you to do, comply. Well, why do I gotta show you my ID? Well, why do I gotta show you my ID? Well, why I gotta get out the car? Yes, sir. Move slow. You know what I'm saying? But they beat this brother down over a minor traffic violation. And I'm not, dude, it's all, look, I'm a by trade, I'm an auto mechanic and an aircraft mechanic, but I got into being an auto mechanic because I used to like to race cars, make cars go real fast. When I was in Georgia, I got pulled over 20 times by these cops. Okay? And never once did it result in something like that, because even back then I knew to respect their authority. Okay? And I had cops come up on my car because I was going so fast, came up on my car with their hand on their gun, wondering why the heck I was going so fast, but I dealt with them accordingly. Okay? Like these scriptures said. Okay? So let's look at another verse real quick. It says, when a man's ways, we read this earlier, Proverbs 16:7. It says, when a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. How could your ways please, how could your ways please the Lord? By following what his word says. This thing ain't complicated. Okay? We got Ecclesiastes 8:14. This is about debating with them people. Even if they're accusing you of something wrong, go along with it. And then after they bring you in and everything's done, then you can go in and do a police report. Because if they want to bring you in, they're bringing you in. But now you're going to sit there debate with them, put your life in jeopardy. If your family's what you might put their life in jeopardy, and it's not going to be a good outcome. So Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 14, it says, go not to law with a judge, for they will judge for him according to his honor. It says, Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 1 says, strive not with a mighty man, lest thou fall into his hands. Oh, the reason I put that in there is because when you're in one of these situations with these cops, what do they got? You're outgunned. They got the gun, they got the taser, they got the nightstick, and they got the radio to call more guns, more nightsticks, more tasers. Use your head. Show them the respect due, because they are more powerful than you in those situations. But you become significantly more powerful when you apply Yah's word of wisdom to this thing. Okay? But you got to know who you are first. And you got to know who they are. You got to know that you're in the land of your captivity with your enemy. You got to know that. the same thing applies at work. I counsel a lot of brothers at work about they want to buck against the boss because the boss is there's racism there. But you want to be at peace with these people. Oh, no. And they always kick back from that. I ain't being at no peace. Like, dude, you're not going to win otherwise. I at work, I see what my boss, what his expectations are, or I observe him to see what his expectations are, and I give them to him. And then I have favor among him. I don't kiss up to him. I don't work overly hard. I do what's required and no more, no less. Okay. And it's peaceful at work for me. I don't have all that. You got other people trying to fight them and they ruin their careers. Why? Because they don't know who they are. They don't know they're Israel. They don't know these other nations are their enemies. Now, of course, I always preface it with this. If one of these people from another nation want to join themselves and become Israel and become part of our culture and all that, that's fine. But as long as they're identifying with their nation and their wicked culture that's against ours, they're an enemy. And you have to treat them as such. Okay? But it's imperative that we drill this in over and over again of who we are and who they are and who these other nations are and what the game is. Like, our people need to understand that. And it's vitally important. If it's not so important, why would they have erased our identity? Why would our enemies have taken crafty counsel to erase the knowledge of us, being the people of the book? They've taken crafty counsel. Why'd they erase our culture? Because they know the importance of identity. Okay? So that's imperative. It's very important. I watch a lot of people try to downplay that, and I don't think they're aware of what they're doing. Okay? And then one last one to drive my point home. Okay? So we'll watch this one. It's a quick one. All right? So listen to what he said.
6-3, go and confirm that warrants out of us.
Oh, I got a BB gun. I'm C. Ward.
See, let me say something. Like I said, I had a lot of interactions with these cops. I had one cop in particular who tried to bait me, because that's what they'll do. They'll say something smart to you, and most people are expecting the cops to act professional. And they're like, oh, because they see on TV and they've bought into society. Hey, I'm one of y'all too. They've bought into all that crap. And then when they encounter these cops, and the cop is disrespecting them and teasing them and being smart, they don't know how to act. And they're like, they say something smart back, like this dude does. And then you put your life into jeopardy because you're not using wisdom. You got to know the cops, even if a cop goes in with good intention by their policy, the whole setup of the organization is designed to oppress you. And you don't have to do research. All you got to do is just watch. So you got to show them the respect of the authority they have as, they're your enemy. You're behind enemy line. You're outgunned. This dude got his handcuff behind his back. You're completely vulnerable. Why would you talk junk? Why? Because you don't have identity. You're not operating in the knowledge of Yah. And whose job? It's our job to wake these brothers up and save their lives. Okay? Because a lot of our brothers getting crushed by these other nations. Plain and simple. All right, let's continue watching it.
His
it's a BB gun. And now them kids, they witnesses it's a BB gun.
Yeah, we had
It's a BB gun.
on you.
I didn't do nothing. It's a BB gun. They right there, they my witness. I was talking to them, joking with them about a move. I can't help what somebody else perception is.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
That's all
it's their perception that counts. They perceived it as a threat, so you are under arrest.
How was it a threat? I was with some kids.
They perceived it as a threat.
Oh my God! Now you can't have a BB gun. I'm over 18, so I can have.
Well,
a BB
you're
gun.
also acting up too. We've had to deal with you just about every day for. You got a knife? Just got it off of it.
No, you can just pull down the string.
No,
You can wait till I get to jail and take it off.
Better watch it, Marco.
I spit a toothpick in the grass.
Yeah, and the next time you eat grass.
You might get that for me. Oh!
Don't pull away. You understand? You understand?
All right,
Pull away. You understand?
Pull away.
Don't pull away. Do you get it? Do you get it?
Modern day slavery. Ain't nothing changed. Them the slave catchers, the patty rollers, whatever. But you got to respect the power they have and show them the respect. Don't talk back smart. Yes, sir. No, sir. I'm not trying to get it. Look, I'm a living example. I've had over, just in Georgia, it was like 22 tickets and run-ins with the cops. Got arrested twice. And over my lifetime, more than that. And I've encountered hostile cops. But I'm right here. I never had one of these incidents happen. You got to use wisdom. You got to know who you are, and you got to know who they are. Okay? Your identity is critical. And again, those verses I said, they apply to work too. Nowhere in there did God tell you to debate him and, oh, you did me wrong and all that stuff like that. You can do that later after the whole situation blows over, and then you just peacefully walk into the police station, fill out a police report, and boom. And I'm telling you, fill out a police report, because I actually, when I was in the Air National Guard, I worked with cops. You know, they come in there 1 weekend a month or whatever. And I talked to them, and I asked this one cop, hey, so do those police reports work if somebody fills out a complaint? And the dude cursed me out because they're so efficient. They messed his career up. Okay? So, but we got to use wisdom. It can't be about emotion. And why be very apprehensive about why would somebody not want you. If every day I talk about our identity and who we are, at the end of the day, it's not going to hurt nothing. It might be annoying to some people. But if I don't talk about who we are, we're going to go backwards. That's how, you know what I'm saying? We won't know who we are. The word won't get out. So you're not going to hurt by constantly telling, hey, we're the people. We the people of the book. This, that, and the other. That's not going to hurt nothing. At worst case scenario, it might be a little annoying to some people. But if I, or on the same note, talking about, hey, these nations are our enemies, you know, and because, you know, I see a lot of, it's a safer place to be to just call everybody Esau than to say, well, no, that's not Esau. We could be friendly with them and not realize that your enemy is your enemy. You see what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I hope this video was informative. Put your comments in there. You might not agree with some of the stuff I said. If you don't, put it in there. You know, I'm not gonna freak out. I take all criticism, you know, critically and constructively. But one last thing, critical thinking. I'm gonna read you the good definition I found of critical. That word critical is involving skillful judgment as to truth, merit, etc., judicial, a critical analysis. We have to think critically. Okay? So, with that said, that concludes this show. I hope it was informative to you. Like I said, if you got a comment or you don't agree with something, or you do, put something in the comments. Let me know what you think. I want to know. With that said, shalom.